home out alone and show me the way. You wanna be a part of Sunset Boulevard.
Hey everybody, it's Wednesday. It's our first show live in 2 weeks due to a move. Got the new digs, as you guys can plainly see. Things are a little bit different than they used to be, including, you know, my mysterious little bear back there. My son from Japan bought me. Didn't buy me. He actually had it created. He is a professional wrestler, and so he's going to be he's got a new thing coming out, and he decided to go on ahead and have the gentleman make me a mask. And so it's my polar bear grandpappy Z mask, because as of Saturday I am officially a grandfather because I got married on Saturday. So now I'm married into where now I'm officially grandpappy Z. Up goes the money and whatever. Anyway, it's a whole meme to it. You know, nobody's going to understand. But welcome to pACT, podcasting for all coming together. We are excited for this evening because we've got some great friends. We involved in the August wine event. Of course, we got the goddess of the grapes, Stephanie Somos. She's back doing the wonderful, wonderful things that she did, including the wonderful gift that we got from her. It was we toasted our bottle on the wedding, so it was great with our gigantic cake. We ordered just a sheet cake, you know, thinking, okay, yeah, it's going to be a sheet cake. Damn thing would have covered my desk. I mean, it was huge. You got a fat guy in a house and he can't eat the whole cake, you know it's a big cake, okay? And I could not eat the whole cake. Matter of fact, we had to get rid of half of it. Me getting rid of cake, that's, I should be flogged. But anyway, we want to thank Stephanie so much, and I'll thank her, of course, personally when I bring her up. But we want to thank her so much for the great gift. It was wonderful. I also want to thank everybody who came to the wedding. It means a lot to us. We met a lot of new people. Adrian knew some, I knew some, but neither one of us knew everybody. So it was kind of a neat thing. So, but we are going to go on ahead and bring on Stephanie now. And hello, Stephanie. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. I think congratulations is in order, Zach. My goodness.
Yeah, I didn't buy a car. It's just a wedding. I didn't buy a car. Oh,
no, but huge congratulations to you both. And I'm so glad that we're together here doing this so quickly after your wedding for our August campaign to support these incredible organizations.
Yes, it truly is. And it was great because these are two organizations that they both, we've done things with veterans and we've done things with caregivers, and now we get to do it again because you know, they both really try to take care of both of those. We've got Alyssa, and she's got Nancy's house, and you hello Alyssa, how are you doing?
Hi, I'm doing well, Zach. Thank you for having me on. And Stephanie, so nice to meet you. I've never met a goddess before. So.
That's just a fun nickname that Zach kind of came up with, but I'm going with it. So nice to meet you.
And then we've also got joining us tonight the great Shane Hicks from Reboot VA. How's it going, Shane?
Fantastic. Thank you guys for having me.
So we are so proud to have you guys here because we believe in everything that you guys are doing. And once again, the greatest thing about all this is you guys make a purchase, and Shane is now a mission partner. So you make a purchase with any community pay it forward partner, they get part of the proceeds from that. So please remember to go to communitypayitforward.us, find one of our partners, and make sure that you support Shane. And hopefully within the next week or so, we're going to have Alyssa in there too. So we're working on that deal real hard. So, but for now, we're going to be talking about the great work that One Hope Wines is doing. Stephanie, why don't you go ahead and lead us into an introduction of what we've got going on? We'll share our screen as you're talking.
Well, I will kick us off with the wine stuff I sent you in a little bit, because I do want to hear from the organizations first. But if you're watching us for the first time, my name is Stephanie Simoes. I am a cause entrepreneur with One Hope Wine. We are an award-winning Napa Valley winery that gives back with every single bottle of wine. So what I do is I specialize in fundraising, gifting, private wine events, and wine delivery. And I'm so excited to be here. Zach and I are a great pair. We're always teaming up every single month to support different nonprofit organizations. And I really cannot wait to hear from Reboot VA and Nancy's House. As always, if we raise collectively $50 for the organization, I am personally going to donate $25 direct to their website. So let's link arms and raise some money for these incredible organizations, because for every $50 that we raise together, I'm going to go ahead and make an additional donation. But thank you for that, Zach, and that shareable. So we have a virtual event going on Facebook. That's the first QR code that you see there. Join us there. We share about different wines, different fun recipe pairings, specials that are going on, all the things. So, and we encourage you guys to share some recipes and pairings there as well. That second QR code is for Nancy's House. So if you take out your phone on your camera and you hold it up to that QR code, it will take you directly to the One Hope fundraising page for Nancy's House. And last but not least, Reboot VA. Same thing with the QR code on the bottom. And if for some reason you're picking up more than one QR code, the actual event links are listed right there on the bottom as well.
The event links are also on the virtual event page, so all you have to do is go there and you can find those there. Please do also remember that the Marie Barney Boston Foundation is not just gone away. You can always raise money for them anytime that you make a purchase. As for like right now, from this moment on, anytime that you make a purchase of One Hope Wines, you can donate to Nancy's House. One of the great things that Stephanie brings to us, one of the great things that One Hope Wines has started, that now these two are in the One Hope Wine fundraising program at all times. So, but Stephanie, that was a wonderful job. I want to thank you very much again for everything that you do. But I think you're right. I think it's time that we bring up and start talking to Alyssa. Alyssa, tell us a little bit about Nancy's House, please.
Nancy's House is a nonprofit organization that serves family caregivers. We are a one-of-a-kind program in the country, and we break the isolation and exhaustion that can come with caregiving. Everybody has some kind of connection to caregiving, whether it's their own being a caregiver or needing a caregiver, or they've seen somebody they love pay the price of being a caregiver to somebody else that they love. So caregiving touches everybody. And in my own experience, the reason that I founded Nancy's House was I was in that typical sandwich generation. I was taking care of a toddler, and then discovered that I had a young child, an elementary school child, who had some significant learning differences, and got very involved in taking care of him and his education. And then on top of that, my mother-in-law became very ill very quickly, and we needed to deal with a lot of that stuff. And in the midst of all of this, I developed chronic lymphocytic leukemia, which is an immune system cancer. And one of the things that we are finding is that the stresses of caregiving actually leave you vulnerable to cancers and heart disease and diabetes and all kinds of things. So I'm a serial caregiver. I also took care of my father-in-law. He lived with us for 5 years, my own elderly parents. And through my experiences and what I learned and the impact on me of caregiving, I wanted to help prevent that from happening to other people. And what I learned is 1 out of 4 people in this country is a caregiver. When we hear the word caregiver, a lot of people think about people my age who are taking care of elderly parents. And yes, they are caregivers, but so are the parents who are taking care of a disabled child. So are the spouses who are taking care of an injured vet or who have a partner who has a neurologic disease. So caregiving affects all ages, affects all genders, affects all, income levels. It does not discriminate. And so Nancy's House is there to break the isolation and exhaustion that come with caregiving. We bring caregivers to us for a 3-day, 2-night retreat so they can catch up on their sleep. We teach them self-care skills. We have yoga classes and meditation classes and stress management classes. But the biggest thing that we have is time for caregivers to talk to each other. I can't tell you how often I hear, I thought I was alone. I am so glad I have other people who understand what I'm going through. And so we have the 3-day retreats. We have 1-day retreats. Well, we did pre-COVID. We're working on getting those back. We have monthly online workshops. We have support groups every month, 4th Monday evening and 4th Thursday morning of every month. We have 2 book clubs that just started. And on Saturday, November 5th, we will be having an online conference for family caregivers. With 6 workshops, you'll be able to choose 2 of the 6 to attend. They're always wonderful, jam-packed. We have lots of information going. And I could go on for a very long time, but I don't think, Zach, you want me to. So thank you very much for this opportunity. Oh, one last thing is we rely on donors to be able to provide those services for our caregivers. Caregivers are financially strapped, not just physically and emotionally. And so that's why I am so grateful for this opportunity to let people know that they can donate to support family caregivers in a unique program.
We just recently, matter of fact, 2 months ago, we had on the founder of the Lucas Foundation, which, and she does nice little care packages for caregivers. Her son is on the severe spectrum of the autism, and she's one of these caregivers that you can tell in every post that she puts out there how much she loves her son, but how much that how hard it is for even a parent. And our own Stephanie, she's got a child with special needs as well. So and as I discussed with you, I've grown up with my parents being caregivers of people with adults with mental disabilities. So there's something very special to everybody that's on this show right now about what you do, and it's such a wonderful program. Can you tell us when you started this, and you were a nurse as well, or don't you have?
I'm a psychologist.
Oh, psychologist. That's right.
Mm-hmm. Right. So Nancy's House was founded in 2006. We've been running programs since 2009. So.
And where is the house located?
Well, right now we're a program, not a place. So what that means is we use facilities that meet my standards for what we need, and they're pretty high. But we're mainly centered around the Philadelphia region, but we're not locked in there. We've gone up to North Jersey. We've gone down to Raleigh. We've done a number of programs in Ocean City, Maryland. Because we're not supporting a house right now, we're able to be a little more flexible if people want to reach out to their particular population in a particular region.
Well, Stephanie, I almost feel like I ought to just walk away from this conversation and let you have it since you're in that area. So
I have so much that I would love to talk to you about right now, but we'll hold it for after this call. But okay. Yeah, I think what you are doing is really incredible. It hits home for me, the fact that you're offering these services, workshops, support groups. It's so needed for special needs families. Just speaking even for myself, and I'll share very quickly, but we dove into crazy medical situation about 6.5 years ago. And truthfully, and I don't think I shared this with you, Zach, but when I found One Hope, 2.5 years ago, this was the community for me to be able to give back and raise awareness and have a support group. So I absolutely love what you're doing with the retreats. I can't wait to hear more about all of this, and we need to connect for sure after this call, because I'm in the northern Pocono area, so we're pretty close, Nancy.
We can do that. We can do that.
So awesome. Thank you, Zach, for bringing her on. I'm so excited.
Well, like I said, I think it's absolutely fantastic. Shane, she mentioned veterans in this as well. So I think that this is something that, and please, if you have any questions, feel free to ask as well. We would love to get the veteran side of it, because I know that you went through a time where you depended on family to help you get through some stuff. We'll be talking about that a little bit more. What are you seeing? Where is the biggest need right now when it comes to caregiving? What is something that people maybe don't understand, and the reason why you're doing what you're doing is so important? What is something that you can tell somebody that, hey, they need to really realize this?
Who are you speaking to on this?
That was Alyssa.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were asking Shane.
No, not yet. I'll get to Shane in a minute.
Yeah, so, I don't do caregiving, so that wouldn't be a good answer for me.
So in terms of vets and who we serve, we actually have a program that's coming up in September with the Colonial Chapter of Paralyzed Vets of America. They have an annual retreat, and there will be a whole day program going on for their members. And they've asked us to do a full day program for the care partners of their members. So that's that particular workshop we call Holding On and Letting Go. And it's really helping them to identify the negative things that we tend to hold on to that aren't very helpful. And then we don't hold on to the positive ones that we really need. And so this is a whole day of shifting that focus. And it's using movement and dance and tile making. So using the arts to help people discover what they want to hold on to and what they want to remember. We have them create a touchstone so that they have a souvenir kind of thing, an actual physical reminder of what it is that they need to hold in their caregiving journey. So that's one of the pieces that we do with vets. We also serve a lot of the spouses of vets who are succumbing to illnesses related to their service, so like ALS and MS. And we have 3-day retreats for them and helping them to take care of themselves while they are taking care of someone else. One of our videos that's on our website is a woman who took care of her husband who had ALS. And she said one of the most important things she learned was how to live while someone else is dying. She said that's almost taboo. And I think that's her words exactly. To live while someone else is dying, that's almost taboo. And I think one of the things that Nancy's House offers is helping people come back to themselves, not only for getting through this journey, but so that they can be fully in themselves when the journey ends.
I would, if you do not mind, I would like to share the opening video of your website, if you don't mind, because I think that I truly do love this video because of the emphasis on one thing. You and I, once again, we talked about this in our conversation. She mentioned something that is so, as a non-caregiver, something that really we take for granted, and that's the word sleep. So if you don't mind, I would love to share this video.
That would be great. Thank you.
All right. Well, let me try to get this up here and not mess it up, which, it is me. So it is kind of difficult. But you can find this video on the homepage of nancys-house.org. So just check out this video. It's only about 1 minute and 29 seconds. But once again, I think this video is so well put together.
Let's hit our family. I had become a faux nurse. I didn't know what resources were out there. I sprained body parts. I was exhausted. Sleep was a joke. It was pure chaos. My name is Jennifer Tolan, and I'm speaking on behalf of Nancy's House and family caregivers across the country. Quiet and peace are more important, I think, than people realize. Everything about arriving to Nancy's house put the pause on all the chaos. There are over 65 million caregivers in the U.S. today. That's more than one out of every 4 people. They provide over $400 billion worth of medical and personal care for their loved ones at tremendous detriment to their own physical, emotional, and financial well-being. Nancy's House puts sleep, therapy, food, friendships, resources, just everything together in this box that becomes a 3-day, 2-night retreat of life. Amazing staff, and then a family of caregivers that continually reinforce you throughout the rest of your time after you leave Nancy's house to say it's okay, keep doing it, reset, you're on the right track. Surveys are used to follow up with guests to learn what is being applied, what really works. They teach you how to take care of yourself back home, to really live. That's something that's almost taboo, to live while someone else is dying. It was like nothing I could have imagined, and something that every single caregiver needs and deserves.
I again, like I was saying earlier, that is just such a you get to see my baseball trick plays there, so baseball fan. That video was so empowering just because of the message in it, and I truly think it, as you heard her say, when she said the word sleep, there was that long pause at the end.
Right.
It is that important for them to come and rest. Is that one of the first things that they do? They're like, you know what? I can go to a meeting, or I can go and pass out for 2 days.
So when people come to our retreats, one of the first things that I tell them is that there are 2 things that are mandatory. They must eat and they must sleep. If they want to sleep through breakfast that first day, that's okay. If I don't see them by lunchtime, I'll come knock on their door to make sure they're okay. We had a guest at one of the more recent retreats that we were on who said, did you really mean that that's all I need to do? I was like, yeah. She said, I'm taking you up on that. We saw her for her meals, and that was it. And she would go back to her room. She would nap. She would read. She would sleep, But that's what she needed. Caregivers are exhausted, and the physical toll that takes of just being exhausted, of not sleeping, is huge. It's huge. So yes, first and foremost, eat, sleep. Third on the list, connection with this amazing community of people who walk the same walk. So
it is kind of nice having somebody there that they're talking the same language.
Right.
Shane, you and I will be talking about that too, because you and I, we've suffered similar injuries. We had that conversation. So it's kind of nice being able to talk the same language with somebody, isn't it?
Having people who really understand, where you don't have to guard what you're seeing or worry about being judged. People who really get the depth and intensity of this. It's invaluable.
So Alyssa, how do people get a hold of you?
Well, on our website is an easy way at nancys-house.org. You just put up an email that people can certainly use, or you can put Alyssa at nancys-house.org if you want to reach me directly. We have a phone number, 215-885-0753. Any of those will work. We have a Facebook page. We're on Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn. So any place where you are, we're probably there too. Look for Nancy's House Respite, Nancy's House Caring for Caregivers. You'll find us.
Well, I encourage you to stick around a little bit more. We're going to probably have some more questions for you, but I want to thank you very much. This was a late edition. We had the opening space, and I was rushing to try to find somebody, and I really wanted to get you on here as quick as possible because
I'm so glad you thought of us. Thank you so much.
Well, you know what? Like I said, your story, what you do, is so important to, I think, what Stephanie and I have started here, because we do understand the suffers, the trials, the tribulations that people go through. And we don't want to see it minimized. We want to see it grow, the people who get out there. So, just once again, thank you so much for joining us. And please stick around. We're going to be asking Shane some questions. And I encourage you, if you have any questions for him, please feel free to ask away. So, but thank you for joining us tonight.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Mr. Hicks, how are you doing, my friend?
I am outstanding. How about yourself?
You know what? I'm doing really, really well. You and I, we did have a conversation. You and I both suffered with TBI and head injuries. You and I talked about before how we both have the constant headaches, the attitude issues at times, and other things. Yours, of course, came a lot different than mine. Can you please tell us your story?
Sure. So I graduated from the United States Military Academy at West Point. And very early on in my military career, in hand-to-hand combat training, I sustained a blow to the head that tore both my retina, gave me a concussion, and traumatic brain injury. 3 surgeries later, and a move to Fort Sam Houston, Texas, the Army informed me, my unemployed military spouse, and our new $200,000 mortgage we had taken on because we thought that's where we were going to be. The Army said they were kicking me out. No benefits, no nothing. Thank you for your service. And it took 1 full year. 2 veteran service organizations, Disabled American Vets and the Texas Veterans Commission, and an attorney on retainer to fight the Army and eventually win medical retirement. And once that happened, with my reduced capacity, we had to figure out what my wife was now going to have to step up and do and how we were going to move forward after that.
You guys, you started Reboot the VA because you saw, well, things just aren't right. Go on ahead.
Yeah, well, I was going to say, so our focus with Reboot VA, and the VA actually stands for Veterans Assistance, but our focus is helping veterans and their supporting family members, i.e., unemployed military spouses, with the ability to grow businesses through networking. Because one thing that I found with, as you mentioned earlier, my disabilities, some of the uncontrolled mood shifts, things like that, I wasn't able to go work for someone. I wasn't able to be in an uncontrolled environment. And so I ended up having to be entrepreneurial, finding things that we could do ourselves. And we became successful through networking groups. So the focus of my nonprofit is to provide veterans now with things we didn't have back then. Mentoring and coaching and a hand up with other businesses that have a heart for helping veterans and understand them and understand what they're going through and are willing to work with them to help their businesses grow.
You do not have to be a veteran-owned business to participate in your groups.
That is correct. We have businesses in our networking groups that simply state that they have a heart for helping veterans. So it doesn't mean they're a veteran-owned business. It doesn't mean they want to employ or mentor veterans, but they do have potentially a product or service to provide to the network that they can use also to support our veterans. And then what our nonprofit does is, so Reboot VA has a partnership with large networking organizations. One is called BNI, the other one is called Master Networks. And so our nonprofit side funds a 1-year program for our veterans. So we start out by providing 5 classes to assist them with a subject matter expert in accounting, another in finance, another in insurance, another in advertising and marketing, and another in business services, which includes legal and business formation. And once we've got them set up there, we provide another 5 classes in how to build and maintain and grow 40 plus member networking groups. And we partner with BNI and Master Networks to open BNI and Master Networks chapters that are veteran centric with our focus and coaching. And the nonprofit funds all of that for veterans in need. If they're financially hurting and need to hand up, we fund their entire first year.
I'd like to also go ahead and once again bring up the fact that Reboot VA is a community pay up forward fund, community mission partner. I know what I'm saying. I honestly do. I do this for a living. You can make a purchase with any of our partners, and you can help support this wonderful cause and help support these companies who give back to our heroes. We have talked a lot about the stresses of the mental stresses of individuals in and out of coming in and out of the service. How much? This is a ridiculous question, and I want to kind of kick myself for already asking it, and I haven't even asked it. But how much stress did that put on you personally? How much stress did that put on your family?
So if you would like to hear it in a humorous fashion. So one of the things that many people think is that there are many programs out there through the VA, through the government, ways for veterans to go out and get help, right? Not only on the disability side and the physical side, but the business side and things like that. But there is a very famous saying with the VA, which is deny until you die, which means they have all these resources, but you keep filing and they deny the claim, and you file again and they deny the claim. So here's the humorous part. You want to know how much stress it potentially is? I got an announcement on my Facebook the other day. I have now been medically retired 22 years. And in January of this year, 21 years after filing with the VA, I finally got my total and permanent disability. It only took them 21 years. Can you imagine?
You know, I wish I could come up with something snarky. I really do, but I'm going to come up with something angry. And that is, us as civilians, we do care about what happens with our veterans. And it just infuriates me that you guys get treated like that. I know my own journey took 3 years before I was able to get in front of a judge the first time. And by that time, I had lost so much. The credit was ruined, lost vehicles, lost all this, all that, because, and then, you go, like you said, you go to try to find help and everybody says, well, this is what you made last year. You should be fine. It's like, wait a minute. This is what I made last year. This year I'm licking windows right now. This is not last year. And so to hear that it took 21 years is just disgraceful. And I applaud you, brother, that laughing about it. I applaud you 100%, but that is so disrespectful to what you did.
But here's the perspective that I'll put on that. No matter what I go through, no matter what setbacks I've had, I never quit. I always do what I say I'm going to do, and I never quit. and the teams of veterans that I'm working with to build their networks, to build their businesses, I will not quit.
You have put together one hell of a team.
Thank you, sir.
It was quite funny. You and I, during our conversation, I got an email from one of them. And you asked me how I met him. And I was like, how did I meet him? How did I meet him? It took going to your meeting for me to realize he's the one who introduced me to you. So that was two people, half a brain finally realizing something is, oh my God, he's our connection together. So that was one of the funniest things. I think, it is kind of nice being a half-wit sometimes because you get to meet people over and over again. So, that is kind of nice every once in a while. But yeah, that was one of those things that was a little difficult.
Yeah, I find that refreshing as well.
Yeah. Hey, you get to, Groundhog Day, right? So, what are some of the most important things that you can do for a company?
Make connections, just like you said. So I've actually been helping businesses build these networking groups for almost 10 years. I've worked with various organizations like BNI and Master Networks. And so it took time, right? The nonprofit portion, I purchased the domain name of rebootva.org 10 years ago, but I was not connected enough at the time to make this happen. Right? I was not financially sound enough at the time to make this happen. But over the last nearly 10 years, I'm now working on my 21st networking chapter of 40 to 60 members. So when I take a veteran onto one of my teams, I'm connecting that veteran to 40 to 60 other businesses. Our network is the one-stop shop for virtually anything you could ever need. I jokingly say, you could come to me today and say, hey, Shane, someone in our network, we need silly string. I'd be like, cool, I got your silly string vendor. His name is Tim Lippard. Here's his number. Call him, say I sent you. That's what we provide.
Well, again, as an individual who has been lucky enough to have been to one of your events, they are really cool, and you do get to meet some really great people. A lot of them are veterans, but every single one of them supports veterans. And I wanted to, real quick, Lisa, I wanted to give you the floor. You just told us about you just gave us a private chat. Can you please go on ahead and tell people about that?
Yes. So we have a grant from the Council on Brain Injury to run an 8-week structured support group. And I use a book by Jane Hamilton called The Caregiver's Guide to Self-Care that takes us week by week, chapter by chapter through developing a self-care plan, but also looking at the stuff you want to get rid of, like maybe the people you're listening to who aren't quite so helpful. Each session is 90 minutes. Half of it is your basic support group, what you think of as a support group, and half of it is skill development. We're running 2 of them. The first one is in the fall, starting on September 14th. It'll be Tuesdays from 2:30 to 4 o'clock. And it's an 8-week program. There is no fee for it because it's being supported by this grant. People can reach out to me to register for that. It'll be done in this format on a Zoom. And then we are also going to be running it in the spring as an evening program. So that'll be coming up. But it will be specifically for people who are taking care of a loved one who has a TBI, whether it's from an accident or a vet who's been injured or somebody who's had a stroke. Right, but specifically working with people who are the care partners for people who have had a TBI.
Well, I want to thank you very much for putting that out there. You can find more information about that when you go to nancyshouse.org website, correct?
I'm not. I think that one is just getting put up now. That's going out in our newsletter that's coming out next week, and so that's going to be new information. You heard it here first.
Okay, that's great. But now that I've put up your phone number, people can reach you at this phone number, right? I mean,
Yes.
hey, Shane, you were going to get a whole bunch of calls going, hey, what was that she was talking about? She was talking about a lot of cool stuff. I don't know. So, but now if you call, if you give her a call at 215-885-0753, once again, that's 215-885-0753, you can find out more about this. As a person who has suffered from TBI, brain injury, and just ridiculousness of what we go through, I thank you very much for doing that. And like I said, and Shane, I think that you can kind of agree with me. There's never just one person who's affected by any of this. One person's TBI is a family's struggle.
Well, especially when some of the major symptoms are the uncontrolled mood shifts, right? Everything from unexplained anger at nothing to bawling your head off and having no idea why. And for those that don't truly, I mean, even for the ones that understand, that's exhausting because you never know who you're coming home to. Are you coming home to the bear? Are you coming home to the crying? And that takes an emotional toll on everyone involved, no matter how healthy you are.
Honestly, though, it's also it's. I'm sorry, Alyssa. What was that?
Oh, I was just agreeing with Shane.
Oh, okay.
That's absolutely
Yeah,
true. Yeah.
It's just as exhausting, and this is one thing that maybe that can really go for the caregivers as well. It's not just exhausting for the people that you live with, not knowing who the hell you're going to be on a certain day. That's difficult too. You don't know, like, you wake up and you're fine, and the next thing you know, you see a commercial and it ruins your day for no reason. And it's just like, well, I don't know why the gecko ruined my day, but he did. He said something, and that was it. So, but
And with me, my triggers are light, sound, and stress. So I can literally walk into a room and fluorescent lights will trigger me.
Wow.
One of my biggest stresses is walking into a very, very busy room because I lost hearing in my right ear. I've only got that one ear that things come in, and you go into a room where there's 15 people talking, and you're sitting there going, shush, and so it's just, you really got to relearn a lot of things, and so that's, I love this show. And Stephanie, you can, as a mom who has a child, are there things that what are some of the things that trigger you when you're having a difficult time with as being a caregiver? Why do I feel the list
earlier? There's sometimes like a group of people that you can share the real life stuff with, right? But as a caregiver, I definitely think PTSD is definitely a thing among all of us here that we can relate to. I absolutely relate to the sleep that we discussed earlier. I feel a lot of the things that you're saying. And Shane, bless you. Thank you for your service. It's incredible what you're doing. I've been an entrepreneur my whole life. So the fact that you're connecting businesses like that is invaluable. It's incredible for them to really kickstart and get off the ground with their businesses. So kudos to you for coming up with that concept.
Thank you so much. And wine is a great thing in all of that.
Yeah.
Well, if there's ever anyone within your organization that you support, that I can help support, I've been asked before, like, what's the fee? There is no fee for me to do a virtual campaign for you. every single bottle of wine that we sell gives back to make a difference for that organization. So we'll definitely have to connect after this. Once again, thank you, Zach, for that. If you're not on our virtual event page, be up to date with our monthly campaigns, support these nonprofit organizations. That first QR code right on top there is where we share about our monthly campaigns. We share about different wines, recipe pairings, specials that are going on, anything for the season. And you can contact Zach and I there too if you have any questions. The second QR code is for Nancy's House. That will take you directly to the One Hope fundraising page where you can shop, gift, support, refill, shop all the wines there, and 10% of any purchase is going to go back to Nancy's House. And then finally, Reboot VA, that QR code's right on the bottom. So definitely check it out. I'll dive into a little bit more on the wine in just a few minutes. But Zach, back to you.
I want to give, once again, thank both Alyssa and I want to thank you, Shane, for coming on. And Shane, I really want to also make, one more gratitude, send one more piece of gratitude out to you. You've made a commitment to your family due to structure, being a TBI guy, understanding what you're going through. You've made the commitment to your family that you shut down at 5 o'clock. So you came on with us an extra hour after this. So I wanted to just say thank you very much for allowing us to do this for you and participating with us. And I'm only going to ask it of you one more time, my brother, and we'll do it once again on the 17th. But please let people know, Shane. First off, what days are your meetings and how do people get a hold of you?
So right now, we allow everyone to visit a weekly all call, which are Tuesdays at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. You can get in touch with me sending an email to info@rebootva.org. That is the best way to reach me. My cell phone, personal, is 210-379-5311. I ask that you please text me there because otherwise you might come up as potential spam. That seems to be who's calling me the most. And then there's one thing that I would like to say that I have to say I'm truly proud of, is that I worked with Facebook for almost a year, and we are an officially recognized Facebook nonprofit. You know, one of those that you can give your birthday to. Not every nonprofit gets that. We're legit. Facebook recognized us. So if you go to facebook.com/rebootva.org, we're recognized. There's a donate button and Facebook handles all of that for us. It's amazing.
Congratulations, my friend. So, but I wanted to go on ahead and let you get on with your family. But again, thank you so much for joining us.
And the family is actually, let me see here. Can you see them? They are right here with me. Oh,
there you go.
There's my 7-year-old.
Yeah. So, but we're going to let you get back to your family time. My friend, thank you very much. And I look forward to talking to you soon.
Thank you, guys. I cannot tell you how truly grateful I am for this love and support. Thanks again.
You deserve it. Thank you again for your service. Thank you for everything that you're doing to help our heroes.
Thank you. You guys have a great night.
You too. Alyssa, how do people get a hold of you?
So they can leave a message at that number that you had up, 215-885-0753. You're going to get a recording. It's 4 messages, but I will get back to you. They can email me directly, Alyssa@nancys-house.org. they can email info@nancys-house.org. Or you can find more information about those would be to reach me, but if you want information about Nancy's House, go to nancys-house.org or look for us on all of the social media platforms. You'll find us there.
Well,
we are also a Facebook recognized charity. We are.
Congratulations, and
Thank you.
And I can't wait, because hopefully in a week or two you're going to be involved with community pay it forward too. So, but right now
we're doing that.
The most important thing is you're a One Hope Wine mission, so we're proud to do
grateful. Thank you so much.
So, you have yourself a great. Yes, it was great to meet you, and we are going to meet somebody else on the 17th. You're not going to be able to join us on the 17th, but we're going to have somebody else on the 17th.
Kim can join you on the 17th.
Okay,
Kim is our executive director. Mm-hmm.
Yes, and she's a wonderful person. I've met her as well, so it'll be a great time. So, but I want to thank you very much for everything that you do. Please keep up the good work, and if there's anything that we can do, please make sure that you just let us know. We will be sharing this episode throughout the month. So, and I will send it to you so you can share it throughout all of your stuff as well.
We would love to do that. And Stephanie, I'm looking forward to continuing this conversation privately.
Well, you guys can almost walk outside the door and talk to each other. You guys are right there near each other. So
just about. Oh, I'm excited about this month. Yay.
All right.
Okay. Well, thank you very much, Alyssa, for jumping on the last minute.
My pleasure.
I appreciate it. All right. Thank you.
My pleasure. Take care now. Bye-bye.
It happened again. You know, I love it when these shows, even when they come together like this, when they fit together as well as this one did.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, you've got some things going on that really, you know, once again, they fit together so well. And the messages are so important, and so, you know, taking bad things and turning them into great things. And I think that both of our guests tonight were doing that, you know, in spades.
I love hearing directly from each organization, because though we've had others on similar purpose, right? They're doing things in a different way. So it's wonderful to get to hear, you know, where they're headed and what their mission is and what they really need support with. So really awesome. Awesome.
You know, no matter who we have on, it's, you know, there's similarities, but every single one, like you said, every single one has their own different way of doing things. And that's just kind of the way life is that every time we have different ways of doing things. So, but you have some interesting stuff coming on about the club, correct? Or
Yeah, I want to definitely dive in. Again, if you're not on our virtual event page on Facebook, join us there, because we'll be sharing throughout the month different wines, different recipe pairings, all sorts of fun stuff for the season, right? So definitely join us there. But I'll jump right in. Zach, are you ready? Are you drinking anything tonight? I have a wine.
I am not drinking anything tonight. I was not ready, and I saw that you were doing it, so I was like, you got it.
Nope. Actually, this is iced tea. But
okay,
just in a wine glass.
Okay, well,
I'm just sporting the wine glass night.
I've got my soda, so that's about it tonight. So
awesome.
I was ill prepared. I have the bottle though. So
well, that's good. That's good. Hey, that's all you need. Maybe next time. But I will definitely dive in. I want to share with you about our curated wine club tonight. If you're watching for the first time, One Hope is a cause-centered winery out of Napa Valley. What does that mean? Every single bottle of wine that we sell gives back to make an impact. So, of course, through this event, those specific fundraising links for these causes are going to donate directly back to those nonprofit organizations. So, as a company, we've donated over $8.2 million to date, locally and globally. It's pretty incredible because for the last 6 years, we've been actually able to ship direct across the US. So anyone in almost any state, we ship to 46 states due to liquor laws, almost anyone anywhere across the US can really jump in, support these incredible organizations. So over 8.2 million to date and to over 32,000 different nonprofit organizations. So think about making an impact in your local communities. If you're not thinking about that, you should be.
Absolutely.
So our main pillars of giving through the One Hope Foundation are for clean water, ending hunger, health, and education initiatives. So these two guys wrap right up in there. In fact, Team Rubicon, who also supports veterans, is one of our cause partners. We have some of the most incredible winemakers in the industry. You might be familiar with their names: Robert Mondavi Jr., Tony Coltrane, Mari Wells Coyle, and we are a private wine label. So our winemakers do make our wine. So lucky to have Mari Wells Coyle. She's just incredible. She came over from Sterling Vineyards because she really believed in the mission with One Hope. And this is her wine club, you guys, that we're going to talk about tonight. I'm really excited about it. She has created more than 5 90+ point rated wines, truly at an everyday price point for any table, and every single bottle of wine actually donates back twice, once to the One Hope Foundation, but in addition to the charity of choice that you're supporting through the fundraiser. So let's sip and make a big impact for these causes. I'm going to dive in. This curated wine club was just launched the beginning of this month. So, and what you're sharing there is the biggest wine club pack that we have. So you do have the option to select 4, 6, or 12. So I'll dive right in and explain a little bit about what this is. So the perks of the wine club is what I wanted to start with. You know, Zach.
So let me pull up
it's
the
my
one with
second
4.
favorite thing on the website here.
Yeah. So this is the one with the 4, correct?
Yep, that's the 4.
Okay.
Yep. So the perks of the club, and I'll explain what those are too. It's free to join. I get asked pretty often, well, what's the cost to join the wine club? Because in Napa, there is traditionally a cost to enroll in wine club. It is free to join. You're saving right on your first purchase. You get free shipping for the life of your wine club, flexible shipments, which means, you can kind of move it around, forwards, backwards. I know personally, I am guilty of placing orders in between on my wine club. I have it set one way, and then I usually place an order in between, and you get those discounts and the free shipping and all the perks with every single purchase. You get access to exclusive wines that are not open to everyone on the website. Reward points with each purchase. So what that really means is you have money to shop for more wine after your first order. You have the ability to build your own box or choose the curated wine club, which is what I'm going to share about tonight. So if you're like, I don't really want the winemaker to select my wines, I'd rather select my wines, you can absolutely do that and still be a wine club member. You like red, white, sparkling, rosé, whatever you enjoy. Maybe you enjoy all of them. You can mix and match your box however you like. What Zach is showing on the screen is actually our curated wine club, and that is shipped quarterly throughout the year. So like I mentioned, you get to pick 4, 6, or 12, and every single shipment is going back to your favorite charity. So you can set it and forget it, and then anytime that you purchase wine for a refill or a gift, it'll give back to that selected charity. Or if you choose, you can switch it for each shipment. It's completely up to you. That's flexible as well. So I love that you can kind of customize and give back where you choose. So that 4-pack that was just on the screen, what that includes is the newest Rosie and River Pinot Noir, which I'm going to talk about in just a little bit, our Pink Shimmer Sparkling Rosé, our Sonoma Coast Rosé, and one of my favorite for cooler weathers is our Paso Robles Reserve Cabernet. Yep, and you have the 6-pack on the screen. Perfect, love it. Okay, so in the 6-pack, you're going to get 2 more wines. So you're going to get the Rosie and River Pinot Noir, the Pink Shimmer Sparkling Rosé, the Sonoma Coast Rosé, the Hospitality Red Blend, the Bloom Pinot Grigio, which we talked about the last time, and the Paso Robles Reserve Cabernet. And you just get double that, 2 of each in the 12 pack. So that is the difference over there. All right. So since we shared about the Bloom Pinot Grigio on our last segment, I'm not going to talk about that tonight. I'm going to dive into a couple of the other wines. Zach, are you okay if I cover just a couple of wines? Are we doing okay on time?
Yeah, we've got, we're going to be talking to Jessica here in just a little bit, who is going to be giving away free haircuts to for the school kids here in Greeley. So we're going to be bringing her on here in just a little bit. But yes, please, let's keep this going.
All right, awesome. Okay, so I am also not going to talk about the Hospitality Red Blend tonight, but it is one of my favorite reds that we have. You definitely need to check that out. Think, grilling and s'mores and all the things. That red blend is in my top 3 of my favorites of all One Hope wines. It's delicious. But I do want to share about the 2 rosé selections tonight and the Pinot Noir and the Paso Robles Cab. So let's kick it off with the sparkling rosé. This is what it looks like. But I love that the image is up on the screen, so you can check that out too. All right. So in this sparkling rosé, there are flavors of pomegranate and pink lady apple, which meet a whimsical notes of all things floral in this effervescent sparkling rosé. Pair this bottle with frittatas for weekend brunch or grilled octopus dishes and citrus salads during the summer season. Whether you're enjoying it with breakfast, lunch, dinner, or dessert, the gentle bubbles of this versatile wine promise a crowd pleaser and a delightful companion to a variety of culinary dishes. And yes, in Napa, rosé is on the table with breakfast. I know. I was shocked too. So it is an off-dry wine, medium-bodied, and like I mentioned, some citrus salads, frittatas, and some grilled octopus dishes pair perfectly with this wine. Gonna move right along unless you have a question about the sparkling rosé.
No, I do not. No.
No. Okay. Super. So next up is the Sonoma Coast Rosé, which I was recently asked if it's a sweet rosé. It is not. I find it to be more on the drier side. It has notes of sour cherry, pomegranate, and mineral abound on the palate in this elevated, medium-bodied rosé. This is a beautifully colored wine from Sonoma, and it's made from Merlot grapes. And it pairs perfectly with strawberry salad, melon and prosciutto, hummus, and seared scallops. So, like I mentioned, this is a drier wine, medium-bodied, delicious though, and it's one of the new releases on the site. Okay, diving right in, because I know we have a lot to cover and we have a guest waiting. I don't want to keep you waiting too long. All right, Rosie and River, Pinot Noir. How adorable is this label? This is an empty bottle. I really enjoyed this wine. Attention animal lovers. This one is a kickoff to cats. So it has notes of juicy strawberry and rhubarb, meet hints of cinnamon spice in this medium-bodied Pinot Noir. This playful limited edition label is an ode to Rosie and River, the lovable cat companions of our CEO, Jake Cloberdans, and his wife, who is our interior and experience design and art director, Megan Cloberdans. So for a delicious pairing, this was inspired by their cats, and we give back to animals all the time through the ASPCA. But delicious pairing would be serving this bottle alongside cream of mushroom soup, grilled salmon, or cinnamon cake. I enjoyed that. That was an empty bottle that I shared, but the lady is adorable.
This one's an empty bottle too. Just to let you know.
I love it. All right. And finally, the Paso Robles Reserve Cabernet. Personally, With it being warmer, summertime, I've been leaning more towards whites, rosés, the bolder reds. I tend to lean more towards when it gets a little bit chillier outside, which here in the Pocono area will be within the next few weeks. We don't get too many weeks of super warm weather, but I love this when it gets a little bit colder. Born in California's bountiful Paso Robles AVA, this ripe and densely structured Cabernet Sauvignon is layered with aromas of dried herbs, vanilla, and chocolate. Pair it with walnuts, braised greens, blue cheese, and stuffed flank steak, and even a rosemary cake for an elevated culinary experience. This is a dry wine, medium bodied. It's one of those that you really need to swirl and let it air out and sniff it and really enjoy the experience. This is not a sweet red, Zach, but it is delicious, and it is a crowd pleaser for those who really enjoy Cabernet.
I guess I have one question for you. And what is the difference between Pinot Noir and Pinot Grigio?
Okay, so Pinot Noir is a red wine, and Pinot Grigio is typically a drier white wine. However, the newer collections Bloom Pinot Grigio tends to be on the sweeter side because there's a little bit of Moscato grape that was blended to make that wine.
Okay.
Yeah, so what Pinot Noir is red, Pinot Grigio is white, to put it simply.
Yeah,
different grapes, that's all.
There you go. Well, quite honestly, simple was good for me. You would have been proud of me. I actually brought up the name Mondavi on Saturday at the wedding because I was able to talk like you at the wedding on Saturday. People asked me about what we do, and I told them about everything that we were doing. I told them about our beautiful bottle of wine from you, and it was so funny because people were sitting there and they asked me, well, is it they were asking me about it, and I'm like, well, I know that there's some big names in there, and I pulled off the name Mondavi, and
I love it.
People looked at me like either they didn't believe that I knew what I was talking about, or they were thinking I was just making up names. One of the two. But it was really fun. So, and again, I want to thank you so much for your gift to us. It really helped us celebrate and make our day very special. Why don't you go on ahead and give us one more time? Talk us through our
Sure. So that first QR code on top is a QR code to our virtual event, which is an ongoing group on Facebook where we share about the different organizations that we're supporting for that current month. In addition, I share about the wines, any specials that are going on, recipe pairings, things that are fun for the season. So definitely check that out if you're not on there yet. It's just a Facebook group. And you can, of course, connect with Zach and I there if you have any questions. That second QR code is directly to the One Hope website to shop and support for Nancy's house. And last but not least on the bottom, to Reboot VA. Direct to the One Hope Wine fundraiser for them. And any purchase is going to donate back to these organizations. Of course, when you buy more, you save more. So if anyone has any questions about that, don't hesitate to reach out to me. I'd be happy to help make wine recommendations based off of what you traditionally enjoy and all the things.
And again, we ask you, please be involved on the virtual event page. If you have your own recipes using One Hope wines, or if you've done a little bit of experimenting, or making the mimosas with different flavors, fruit juice, which just still looked fantastic. Haven't done it, but it does look fantastic. So, but Stephanie, I want to thank you so much because, again, we could not do this without you. You are a wonderful, wonderful person, and you help us out so much with everything that we do. And you give up of your time to help us out, and I just think that what we have started here is something that I think that we can really be proud of, and I just want to thank you very much for being my partner in all of this.
Well, thank you, Zach. We're better together. We're making an
Yep.
impact and raising awareness for these organizations together. So I'm glad that we kind of found each other through your brother, I think.
Yeah, my twin brother Morris. Yeah. Once again, we're not identical twins. I've got hair, he doesn't. So, but yeah.
I need to catch up with him. Oh my
You
goodness.
know what? I haven't talked to him in a day or two either. So maybe we ought to just take and tag him up a little bit tomorrow and say, we brought you up on the show last night. Maybe you ought to join us one of these days. So
yeah, for sure.
Well, I'll tell you this: if there's anybody who can give us some food tasting tips, it's old Morris. He sure does know how to cook. So,
we'll have to take him up on that. Maybe we can do a segment with some pairings. That would be fun.
Yeah, it truly would. So, but Stephanie, I want to thank you very much.
No, thank you, Zach. If anyone's watching and they're passionate about these causes, connect with Zach and I. We can help them fundraise. So for sure, don't hesitate to reach out. Thank you, Zach, so much.
All we need them to have is a 501c3 for this particular event. They have to have the 501c3, and you need their address, and that's what we need. And we can really help them raise a lot of money. But with this One Hope Wine thing that we've got going, and remember, if you're looking to pad your wallet, Stephanie can help you do that. They're always looking for representatives. They're always looking for event helpers. So make sure that you contact Stephanie if you have any more questions. Right there's her link tree. All you have to do is reach out, and she's more than willing to help you out. Plus, she's just extremely pleasant to talk to. So,
thank you, Zach. Yeah, I mean, the more of us there are, the more impact we can make together, right? I can't do the fundraising for the entire country. There needs to be more of us. So definitely connect with us.
I would agree that we cannot do this alone. So, like we like to say, nobody has to go it alone when we all come together. So, but thank you very much, Stephanie. You have yourself a great evening.
You too.
Take care, Zach. Thank you. Yep. Goodbye. So I want to thank Stephanie for joining us tonight. I want to thank Shane Hicks, and I want to Ellen. But there's so many great things out there, and you guys are making this possible by helping us do this. We've had a couple successful runs lately, and every time that we get to do this, it's just it makes us feel better that we get to introduce these people to you. They work so hard, and they do such great things, and when you help us, we can help them. So we've got another great guest from right here in Greeley, Colorado. Her name is Jessica, and I'm hoping that you're going to be able to come on, Jessica, but on camera. If you're not, that's okay. But I'm trying to pull you up right here. So you have a special event coming up this Wednesday. There you are. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, we have a pretty special event coming up on Wednesday. So I really just want to give back to the community. So I'm going to be offering free haircuts to children that are going back to school, grade K through 12. I have a big vision for this, and it's actually, it's turning out wonderful so far. I've been in contact with the local beauty school. They're going to have the cosmetology and barber students come out to help us out. We're going to have games, prizes. We're going to have a live DJ, some food. So I'm just really looking forward to it. I really, a lot of the kids that we're targeting for this event, they come from larger families, a little bit more on the low income side. So a lot of these kids don't even get like the new shoes or clothes for school. So I just really feel like a haircut, would really instill a lot of confidence for them. A lot of them, it's a new school, new halls, new friends, new teachers, new classrooms. So for them to just, if we could give them a little bit of confidence when they walk in on the first day, I think would just really set them up for a great school year. So.
And you're going to be
excited about
holding
it.
this at the Redarte Center here in Greeley, correct?
Correct. Yes. It will be August 10th. We are actually doing this from 12 to 3 p.m.
Okay. You and I briefly, in which today was the first time that we were able to talk. Your friend introduced us to each other.
I'm sorry, you're like.
Oh no, I'm hoping that it starts to come through here in a minute. Am I back with you, or I'm losing one? Okay, there
I'm
you
sorry,
are.
I lost you for a second.
No, that's okay. Your friend introduced us to each other. She called
Yes.
me yesterday, and I've been very occupied this last weekend. So I got married on Saturday, so I've been still
Congratulations.
to get back. Well, thank you. But I made mention to you that we have the donation dens, and we want to kind of take and we are going to set things up with you. We're going to have a conversation and see how we can get some people out to our donation dens, because our donation dens are full of great condition donated clothing that we don't charge people for.
Okay.
So this is something that we at Community Pay It Forward would like to offer you to help you continue to do what you're doing, offer you this chance to, help us get these clothes on the back of people, because we've got people who care in our community about others, and they would rather see these clothes go to them.
Awesome.
So why are you doing this?
I'm doing this because I am a single mom of 4. So I know how tough it is, especially around the school year, getting all of the supplies, the school clothes. Sometimes haircuts go on the back burner. So
We are having a little. Okay, you're back.
I'm so sorry.
No, it's fine. We are having a little bit of a technical issue, but that's fine. So yeah, we lost you right after family of 4 and the haircuts on the back burner. So, but yeah, Jessica is having a little bit of technical difficulty, but we just ask that you please bear with us. I think it's such a wonderful thing she's doing. And for those of you who do not know, the Redarte Center is over near it's over near Montfort Center, correct?
Correct. Yes. I have the address, but I don't have my flyer with me.
Yeah, actually, you know what? I don't know why I wasn't thinking about this, but how about if I just do this? And why don't you tell us a little bit about your shop while I'm pulling up the flyer?
So I have an at-home shop pretty much. I work from home. I just pretty much work from home. I do help out a lot in the community with, so my shop is called Estilo de Vida. So it's just like the style of life. So there's
Again, we're freezing up a little bit. We're having some terrible.
I'm so sorry. I don't know what's happening.
No,
Sorry.
you know what?
Yes. So
the internet
I
is
have
the
an
internet.
at-home.
Yep. So, but as you can see here, we're going to be sharing out this. We're going to be sharing out this flyer as often as we can, and I'm actually hoping that we can join them on Wednesday. We haven't been able to talk about it, but we do want to thank Jessica for everything that she's doing about this. Once again, she's offering free haircuts to K through 12 students. And as she mentioned before, there is going to be live music. There's going to be food, face painting, games, and prizes. We're going to ask for your favor, ask you a favor on this. Um, while Jessica is finding people to help her do the work, this still takes money to put together, and we're going to be asking you to help us help them. We are going to be bringing Jessica on as a mission partner because this is not a one-off. She plans on doing this all the time, so that's every year. She wants to do this right before school, and she wants to take in and help out the kids in the community. And again, such a wonderful, wonderful thought. Her studio, as she was mentioning, is Estelo di Vida, in which she is. She would love to have you come and help. And if you would like to donate, I would love for you to help us out by giving her a call. Just a second here. I had to turn my phone back on, so this was my bad. You can give her a call at 970-744-8402. Once again, that's 970-744-8402. Wonderful, wonderful things. She does have a couple volunteers that are going to be coming through. Let me go on ahead and read a couple of things that she had sent me. Okay. Let's see here. We're going to start with this one. I'm doing a give back to the community. Also, to give you a quick rundown of what is going to be happening. This event is a beauty. They're going to have a beauty school coming along. That's going to be coming out there and have Cosmo and Barber instructors who will be giving haircuts. Jessica herself will be giving haircuts, and she's hoping for other barbershops to come out. So if you know of another barbershop, please, please, please join them. And they're planning on having food and giveaways. Kids will receive a ticket at the door, and their hair will be cut. Let's see. They're looking for prizes that they can give these children. So if you can help them out with that, that would be great. They were also looking for hot dogs and chips. However, there's some amazing few people out who are donating pizzas, and Empire Pizza and Wing Shack are, well, I probably shouldn't have mentioned their name yet, but they sound like they're going to help. So fingers crossed on that. Her vision is to install hope into these kids and to get them a chance to speak one-on-one, even if it's only for a few minutes, to let them know they have greatness within them and they have the opportunity to choose the quality of life they want to live. That is one of the most beautiful things I've ever read in my life, because kids don't have a chance if we don't give them a chance. If we don't let them express their gifts, if we don't let them know that they have a chance, you know, they're not going to know they have a chance. If we treat a child like a child, they're going to think they're children, and that's all it's ever going to be. So that the saying, and I'm just going to read it again because once again, I just think this is beautiful. My vision is to install hope into these kids and get a chance to speak with them one-on-one, even if it's just for a few minutes, and let them know what they have, that they have greatness within them, and they have an opportunity to choose the quality of life they want to live. Jessica, that's beautiful. That is absolutely beautiful. I love it. Thank you very much for that. A lot of these kiddos do not get the new shoes, the new clothes for school. And it's hard when you walk in on the first day when everything is new teachers, new friends, new hallways, new classrooms. If I can give them a nice haircut to boost their confidence and look good, you feel good. And if they can feel good on their first day, I truly believe it will set them up for an amazing year. These kids are our future, and I believe that they will, when they look at us, how the people they got cutting their hair and everyone else is volunteering to help out, this will spark them to do spark something within them. Once again, this is one of the wonderful things that we do with the Cub Club. We're always trying to get kids to do something, kids to step outside of themselves and step into something special. So this is a great connection that we're having. They will receive, and they're hoping that it's a spark that will stay with them, and they will receive and push to do great things in their life. The smallest gestures change lives. These types of things helped me growing up, and that's why I am who I am today. Once again, I just want to thank Jessica for everything that she's doing. And I want to tell you, Jessica, from me to you, it's beautiful. It's wonderful, and I cannot wait till tomorrow when you and I talk and we can finalize everything that we're doing together. Please make sure you go back and listen to the text that I just read out about what Jessica is doing, because it's amazing. That's simply all I can say about it. Is it's amazing. Once again, if you don't give a kid a chance, the kids have no chance. Let's make sure that we're covering. Let's make sure that we're taking care of them. Okay, I've said it repeatedly. You guys have heard me say this more than once. I love my kids. Yours, not so much. But every kid deserves a chance. If we take away their chance, we take away greatness. If we take away what's good within them, they don't have a chance, and they see bad. We need to keep teaching these kids like Jessica is doing. We need to make sure that they're on board. We need to make sure that they understand that, you know what, this world has issues, but guess what? This world has some really, really great people. Jessica, you're one of those great people. I want to congratulate you on what you're doing, and I am so looking forward to being able to help you in any way Community Pay It Forward can, because this is just it's beyond reproach what you're doing. It's such a wonderful, wonderful thing, and for you to come up with this, being a as you were saying, a single mom of 4, you know, it's not easy for you to do. You know, you got to work, and you're giving of yourself to make sure that these kids have a chance, and I commend you, and I think that I think what you're doing is fantastic. Please give us a call, 970-909-0751, 970-909-0751. I will hook you up with Jessica whenever we can. You can also give her a call for an appointment. You know, we all need our haircut. Some of us more than others. At 970-744-8402, 970-744-8402. I want to apologize to Jessica for the issues on keeping her on, but I want to make sure that everybody can see this wonderful event that she's got going on 1 week from today at the Rodarte Center in Greeley, Colorado, 920 A Street. It's right there, right behind the Monfort Center. So over in that area. So make sure that if you're in the Greeley area, go and support. If you have a child that needs a haircut, take them over there. If you have hair experience, why don't you go in and volunteer? If you have some extra items that will help these kids get through school, if you have extra school items, if you have extra items, please make sure that you go and drop them off, because every child deserves a chance to be the best they can be. All right, folks, we made it through a live show. I'm kind of a live show. Yeah, I'm a show, all right. I want to thank everyone who came on today. You guys were so fantastic. We learned so many things. I want to thank Jessica for what you're doing here in Greeley, Colorado. I want to thank Shane Hicks from Reboot VA. I want to thank Nancy's House, once again, nancyshouse.org, for everything that you guys are doing for the caregivers, because that's something important. And of course, I want to thank the goddess of the grapes, Stephanie Samos, because, well, Stephanie's Stephanie, and she's a wonderful, wonderful person, and she does wonderful, wonderful things, and she helps out some wonderful, wonderful people who are doing more wonderful, wonderful things. All goes in a circle, folks. My name is Zach Clayton. I am the president and the founder of Community Pay It Forward, Community Dare to Care, and the pACT channel. I invite you to join me again next week as we start talking about this a little bit further. We are going to try to get back to rediscovering the happy place on Friday. We're hoping to have a couple more shows that we can show you about people who are doing great things to try to lessen the burdens of mental difficulties. So please make sure that you join with us. Visit our website at communitypayitforward.us. Once again, that's communitypayitforward.us. Give me a call at 970-909-0751. Any link that you need is right there. That link tree thing, I guess it's right there. There. Now, if I do it, it looks like I'm pointing at it. The link tree is right there. All you got to do is you go to that, hit it up, look them up. All my stuff's on there. I want to once again just to thank everybody very, very much for everything that you've done for joining us. I want to thank everybody who joined us this last weekend, in person, in thought, and in spirit. Speaking for myself and my wife, we appreciate it. You made a beautiful day even better. It was a very, very fun ceremony. You can't have my two sons standing together and not have a little bit of fun. So it was a good time. But I want to thank my two sons for being there. I want to thank Nate. I want to thank the cub Andrew for all the hard work that you two young men did. And I want to thank Jen for doing what you did with the tying ceremony. It was perfect. It tied everything in together. So it was a great time. So please remember, I'm going to show this one more time because it's very important. Please remember that coming up next Wednesday from 12 to 3 p.m. here in Greeley, your kids can get free haircuts at the Rodarte Center, 920 A Street in Greeley, Colorado, 80631. You need any questions, just go to our link tree, look us up, and we will help you out. Please make sure you love somebody out there because somebody out here loves you. Remember, folks, that if you're not helping anybody, you're hurting everyone. So no one has to go it alone when we all come together. Please remember, if you got extra food, throw it in an old butter bowl and the old, just throw it in the old hillbilly Tupperware. Zap it in the microwave. Get it to somebody who's struggling with hunger. Have some extra clothes that don't fit you. Throw them in your car. Give them to somebody who's struggling with the elements. Nobody needs to go it alone. We can do this. We can make changes if we just work together. My name is Zach of Community Pay It Forward. I thank you very, very much for your time. Have a great evening.
Stepping out of her fear, bring me home, out alone, show me the way. You wanna be a part of Sunset Boulevard.